First off, take a deep breath. Because I know that you want to give up. I know you want to say fuck it. I know you want to throw your hands in the air and I don't give a shit anymore. I know that you do. Don't. Because what you have to do is flip it around, Libra. What you have to do is be like, no, I'm not giving up. I'm going to give more to me so I don't feel so drained. Because there is this sense of like starting to look at different options. Look out there and be like wanting, like, it's like just feeling like I'm so done being alone. I'm so done being isolated. I'm so done with this shit, right? It's like kind of like you don't like how things are going right now. You don't. You don't like the feeling. But there is the solution is you. 100%. Don't give up your position. Give up people's pieces of your position. Like, do you not understand how valuable you are? Do you not understand how much you are worth? There is this sense of if you feel stuck, go back to school, get educated, get it, you like do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel more valuable. I know you put a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of effort into something. Now demand what you deserve for it. Like literally, that's it. That's what it's time for. You don't have to take any more action. Just know your worth. Because the frustration in you is really coming from your lack of ability to be able to speak up and say, no, this is what I want for what I do. This is what I expect for what I'm worth. There is this sense of giving up from a frustration that you're creating yourself. And that frustration is like knowing what you need, but not letting what you ask for equal what you need. What the fuck? It's like you're even like you're thinking about giving up before you think about asking for what you're worth. Why? Why would you give up all this ground? Haven't you worked hard? Haven't you studied? Is confrontation like that, like painful for you? I know who I'm talking to. It was a rhetorical question. Right now is such a wonderful, abundant time for you. If you asked, you would receive. You just have to be strong enough. Like, that's your challenge. You just have to be strong enough to ask, to say what's actually on your mind. Because you've tolerated some fuckery for too long. I don't necessarily think that this is in relationships. I think it's career. I think it's a sense of frustration with like a circumstance that's in your life, like frustration with the amount that you've invested into something versus what you're getting out of it. That could be a relationship too, absolutely. But there's a bigger lesson, because I don't think the manifestation really matters as much as the mentality here. And the mentality is you're the problem. You are. The wonderful thing about you being the problem is that you're also the solution. If you don't feel like you have enough authority on a subject to ask for more money or more time or more privilege, if you don't feel like you have it, then go get it. Invest, like Like literally start applying for scholarships, applying for loans, get yourself back to school. It may cost a lot, but you're worth it. You're worth the investment is what I'm saying, is what you have to learn. You're worth the investment of I deserve $500, not $200. You're worth the investment of, oh, college is going to cost me 10 grand. I deserve it. I'm worth it. I'm worth it. It's you having to understand that you are worth it. But instead, what you're doing is like, I'm fed up. I'm done. I want to get out of here. Get out of what? You're on top of something amazing. This is you confronting confrontation. That's what it is. It's also like nails on a chalkboard right now. I understand, because Mercury is in your house. Mercury is in Libra. So there's a sense of you don't want to make a decision. It's almost impossible for you to make a decision. As soon as you are about to make a decision, you come up with like another reason. You come up with the counter argument. And you keep going back and forth to the place where you're almost like sick of it. Oh, you're just so sick of it. Oh, don't worry. It's not going to last forever. It's not. And this time gives you amazing insight into what other people are going through, other perspectives. And if you could write about that, if you could focus on that, if you could share that mentality, those feelings, that intel, you don't think that's worth it? You don't think that information is worth it? Why don't you think that? Because that's the real problem. Look at you. I think you ain't done nothing wrong. You've just been lonely too long. It's been too much time where and I'm not saying that you're not in a partnership. There's just this sense of, have you really gotten to enjoy yourself? Or if you're in a partnership that's making you feel lonely, what are you there for? What are you still sticking around for? Don't you understand your value? So this is the time to realize it. Because, I mean, check this motherfucker out. Like, he's sitting there like he knows time's up. How long is he going to stay lonely? How long has he been waiting? How long have you been waiting for your person to come around? Or, like literally a person to come around for like being single. Like, the next move is yours, Libra. The decision is yours. Because you can end this. It is time. You're right. Time is up. You spend too much time either being lonely, being on your own, or being isolated from those things that you really love, because you're doing all this work. You're spending all this fucking time that you're never going to get back. Why? Because you don't want to ask for $200 instead of $100. That's just an example. But there is this reckoning, being open to change through education, through learning, or opening keys to great wisdom, great understanding, whether that be understanding of yourself. I think this is understanding of a subject matter is honestly what it is, but it may be costing you a hell of a lot of money, or costing you a hell of a lot of something precious, which, what's more precious than money? Time. But you're opening yourself up to this great study and this great learning, and you've made an amazing investment into it so far. And the investment is about to pay off. New moon in Sagittarius is here. This is like luck is on your side. The arrow is coming. It's about to hit its mark. But we understand it's like it's gotten to be too much. There's just this huge sense of, I'm fucking tired. I'm exhausted. I can't, I just don't even want to deal with any of it anymore. But the level of exhaustion, what you don't understand, Libra, what I'm here to let you know is that the level of exhaustion is coming from all the energy you're putting into compensating for everything around you that you don't want to have around you because you're too afraid of confrontation to cut it the fuck out. This is what you got to get rid of, not the opportunity. Check this out. Meditate and contemplate. You are good enough. You need to take some time. Like literally time to just take a break and take a breath. You need a break. You just need a break. And you're worth it. You're worth the investment. You're worth the extra money. You're worth the break. You're worth what you actually need to be giving to yourself right now. To be happy and not be at this point of exhaustion when you're about to basically undermine yourself. Don't undermine yourself. Don't. Don't undermine yourself and don't undervalue yourself. I know it feels like a tremendous burden right now. Say you're going through a divorce. Don't undermine yourself by settling and giving up everything that you're worth just so that you don't have to fight. It's not about fighting. It's about knowing what you deserve and what you don't. And you don't ever have to fight a day in your life if you know your value and you insist upon it. Because then there is no compromise. There is no toggling. There is no haggling. This is what I asked for. And that's what I accept. I've already put the paperwork in. It's done. But you got to put the paperwork in. You can refuse the fight, but you can't refuse to assert yourself. You can refuse the back and forth. I understand that. But you just can't refuse to acknowledge you're the value here, Libra. Let's get into the main reading. Libra, 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 Libra. Libra, Libra. Wow. Yeah, lots of shit is like topsy-turvy right now for you. I know. It feels like it's coming out all in the wrong place and you're just so freaking tired of it. Yeah, somebody done treated you wrong. They thought they could play you. Snake in the grass. They thought they could play you. But you knew, on some level, you understood. And I think that you did some investigative work. You did. Crow's spirit is here, meaning you found out the truth. And it was something that you were not happy with. This is trust divine detours. Being stuck, being held underneath. It's like you're stuck under the burden of the seriousness of this moment. And you just don't want the seriousness of the moment. You want playfulness. You want to be happy, but there's such a heaviness here. It's like, couldn't things just be happy? Trust in divine detours. And look, all these cards come out. The answer to your question is, no, they couldn't just be happy because you've been letting this build up for too long. Gemini energy. You're channeling Gemini energy. You want to take off. And that's what you're doing. You're going in that direction. You're also going in the direction of just saying whatever the fuck that you want to say and not holding back anymore. And that's the direction that I want you to go in. Because Libra, the energy is on your side. Remember that Sagittarius moon card, that sense of luck is on your side. I know it's frustrating. I know it feels like everything's building up against you. Proper for a Libra video, right? To reapply the lipstick. Trust in divine detours. But you were stuck. It's like you wouldn't let yourself move on. Maybe stuck with a deceiver, stuck with an idiot, just stuck in general of stuck in the hard work, stuck in the drudgery, stuck in the obligations. That's what it is. You're stuck in the obligations and you don't really have any words to say. It's almost like you're tongue-tied at this point. Because there's so much on your chest. There's so much that you need to get out. There's so much that you see. There's so much that you know. There's so much that you realize. Hold on. You held it inside. Convinced it was for the better. Well, now you know. Now you know it wasn't for the better. Now the truth has come out. Co-create with spirit. Oh my God. Maybe you want to bury somebody. Constantly being attacked. Maybe you're going on the offensive. Or you want to. Truth transcends illusion. And this is lying to yourself. This is delusion. You're delusional that you've actually been sticking up for yourself this whole time. That you've said what you need to say. No, you haven't. You haven't done anything of the sort. You've let somebody squash you. You've been letting this shit build up forever. Rats in your walls. Pooping everywhere. Believe in yourself. This is Virgo energy. See, you've been working on something very hard. You don't want anybody to know that what you were working on. Maybe you're writing, inventing, creating. But it hasn't gone anywhere. Or maybe it hasn't been giving the credit for what it's due. And you feel like, oh my God, all that time I wasted. Something that you worked on a lot, very hard. It was getting shit all over. Criticisms constantly coming back. Like nobody was seeing the value. And it built up. I think if you, like, it just, this sense of constant criticism, it kind of built up. It infected how you felt about yourself, how you believed about your self-worth. And you want to take everything that you've done and you want to just throw it away. You just want to throw it away. If this is a relationship, I think you need to throw it away, to be honest with you. But this isn't. For me, this is more your life's work. You want to just throw it away because there's constant criticisms coming back at you. And whatever's going on in your personal life isn't helping out how you feel about yourself. They're all around you, this sense of compromised self-worth. The abundance that's coming in is the abundance of praise. People starting to let you know how they really feel, supporting you, helping you out, being happy to help. For you, when you decided to stay, in whatever case that you're thinking of, when you decided to stay, it was the worst decision you ever made. Because you just kept yourself in a snake pit. Nothing was ever going to work out in your favor there. There were irritations all around you. You just stuck it out, stuck it out. It's almost like you think if you can't make this work, then nothing's ever gonna. So why take a chance on something new? Because something new is something better. And it'll make you happier. And all that you've done up to this point, you've learned a great deal. So take the learning that you know. You've unlocked a lot of secrets, right? Take the learning that you know and apply it to something that's going to get you far. Actually going to make you smile. I don't want you to throw away all that you've learned. I also don't want you to throw away all that you've created. That's not the way. There is something salvageable in this, all this work that you've put into something. Trying to find. Libra. Now, what do I mean by this? Does it mean if you're in a shitty relationship, just stay in it? No. That's what I'm saying. It's like you don't just stay in it because you've been in it this long. You believe in yourself enough to know that your life isn't going to be over because the relationship is. If you've been in a job forever and they're not appreciating you, there's a sense of don't just throw it away. Go and ask for a raise if you want to stay there. But it's almost like you're trying to throw in the whole fucking towel instead of seeing like the nuances and the small things. And that's what you gotta see, like the details, the particulars. It'd be like, all right, maybe I'll quit if I'm not happy here. But if I'm happy here, I'm not gonna quit just because I'm upset with my salary. Instead, I'm gonna go and I'm going to say, hey, I put in a lot of time and effort here. I'm worth more. How much are you going to give me more? And then have other options lined up, knowing that you can bounce if you need to. Right now, I feel like you don't necessarily have options. And because you feel like you don't have options, you feel like you can't bounce. You can bounce. You can bounce. The options will come. Love your body is what it says. Jesus, have you guys been putting a lot of pressure on yourself? Like a lot of pressure to like look a certain way? Because what this is about is self-love. Is looking in the mirror and loving what you see. And having enough faith in that every single day to dare to be happy every single day. And make the choices and ask for what you need to be happy every single day. Wow. Okay. First of all, you're perfect the way that you are. I want to say that to you right now. Destiny was the only card that flipped up. Your destiny is to blossom, to shine, to transform to an ever greater light. Whatever baggage is falling away, it's because it was meant to fall away, because it was getting in your way. Let that shit go. Gratitude. Make gratitude your new attitude. The stars will shine brighter upon you. All in your world will become lighter. Just say thank you, most especially to yourself and what you've got going on. Instead of believing that you're not good enough. Creative potential. You are by nature infinitely creative. Life is a sea of creative potential just waiting to be expressed through you. You are free to express all your heart's desire. Your ideas are valuable, Libra. Forget about the criticisms. Oh my God, you listen so much to what other people are saying. Forget about the criticisms. Everybody criticizes until it becomes the next big thing. And then all of a sudden you're the benchmark. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you love it? Then that's what you should be concerned with. Heart song. What is your heart saying? Stop and listen. Your truth lies within the empty spaces between your thoughts. Your truth shines through from within your soul. Your truth is that which is eternal and unchanging. Your truth is love. What is your truth? And why, if your truth is dependent upon other people's approval, then it's not your truth. Just letting you know. And that's a good thing to know, right? If you're sitting here frustrated every day because you don't have the approval of the population or whatever, now you know that what you're working in isn't really your heart song, because your heart song is your truth. You don't care who's listening. You're singing it out loud and you let them come to you. But that's because your heart song gives you such joy. If you don't feel that joy, that's the burden here. I think that's the secret. Is that what's the universal truth? Is that you're not doing what your heart is asking to do. You're stuck doing something that is burdensome and that is making you sick. And I know that the world this is the real world, and we can't all just fucking like stop, right? We have bills to pay. But Libra, what I'm telling you is, at least admit this to yourself. Admit, I don't want to do this. This isn't what I want to be doing long term. And then from today, start planning your exit. Because your health is being affected by this. Diversity. The world would be a boring place if we were all the same. Celebrate your uniqueness. You are special and much loved. Surrender. There is no point in pushing the barrel up such a steep hill. Go back to the start. Surrender your expectations. There is an easier way. There is an easier way. That's what angels are telling you right now. There's an easier way. You're right. You don't have to feel like this every day. You don't have to. Put that burden down. At least by accepting, you know what? This is the truth. I really don't like doing this. It doesn't mean you can throw all the burdens down, but little by little, you can start putting them down. There is an easier way. When the time is right, a new path will appear. And I know I just heard you all say, it needs to appear now, because I'm actually done with this shit. At least that's a step. I'm proud of you. Admit it to yourself. You're not happy. You're frustrated. You want at least a portion of this to stop, because it's taking away your happiness. And that's the first step, is just admitting that what you have is not what you want. Truth. The best way through the current situation is just to speak your truth. Contrary to what you may think, no one will be hurt if you express exactly how you feel. Fear. I, Archangel Michael, am here to help you through the present time. I love you. I protect you and keep you safe. Trust that all is well. Oh, I felt that. It's like you're so worried and so scared. The rent isn't going to be paid. This isn't going to happen. This isn't going to, this. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. I love you and you're protected. Now, let's get the details, because I want to see what's going on. I'll meet you in the extended. The link is below.